Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. I'm Tasmin Lokman and we are on the Palestinian Diaries. I know it's been some time since we had our last episode, but today we have somebody who has been very, very vocal, someone who has been highlighting and consistently pushing the idea and constantly being in solidarity with the Palestinian struggle and the current genocide that's been happening in Palestine and in Gaza. Today we are with Ceddy Ang.
Yes, hello.
The influencer, the content creator, the food reviewer.
Host,
Dude, thank you for reviewing the foods for real, man. Like, I wouldn't have gone. Okay.
Understand.
Yes.
I understand.
Thank you for reviewing honesty.
Yep.
Honestly.
Yep.
Okay, so I think we have to cut straight to it. Like, why have you been so vocal about Palestine?
So, like I've already explained it a few times to some people who are curious as well. I said the reason why I've been so vocal about Palestine is because, first of all, I've been very close to the Malay community, right? I know as a Chinese, how come you're so close to the Malay community? It's because, I got love from you all in the beginning. And when you are so close to a community, when you're part of a community, you kind of want to know what are the issues that are close to their hearts. So the sufferings of Palestinians and the genocide and the ethnic cleansing, everything is obviously very close to the Malay community as a whole. Okay. So of course, when I look at it in the beginning, it was more like, oh, I don't understand why Malay people feel so strongly about this issue. Is this a religious thingy? Should I be part of it? Should I care? But when you follow the news closely, you kind of realize that over the course of we are talking about entering 8 months now, right?
Yeah. It's crazy, right?
Why you're not stopping? Why?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Why is it just happening?
Why are you guys getting worse and worse? And it became something that Malay people care about to humanitarian issue for me.
Yeah.
So I started keeping track and keeping up with the whole situation because I was like, if I put myself in the shoes as a Palestinian, how will I feel?
Yeah.
If I have to run for my life, if I have to deal with this, and
nak tidur
pun tak boleh. So I'm like, you know what? Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're basically an influencer on social media.
Yeah.
Specifically, you have your following.
Yep.
And Malaysian celebrities also have their followings. Do you think how you act, how you post, what you post matters?
Okay, so there's been always two sides of everything. Okay, just like there's always Israel and Palestinian, but you take side. For in this situation, obviously, I'm always gonna be.
There is no middle ground.
There's no middle ground for that. But in terms of talking about issue, whether should a celebrity talk about it or not, right? So here's my opinion: if you have a big platform, you should use your platform to educate and spread awareness of what's going on.
Exactly.
I understand it's going to affect your aesthetic, in case your IG story don't look as glamorous as it used to be. You still have the platform.
Yeah.
You grow a following. People follow you because they want to keep up with your life. And they want to, they follow you for a reason.
Yes.
So why don't just turn it into, make use of your current platform to spread words about the sufferings of Palestine.
And the fact that people are arguing with each other, like celebrities are arguing with other celebrities about this. To you, what does it reflect?
So I understand why some celebrities feel strongly about it because it's like, if you ask me, should a celebrity talk about it? Yes, I'm always gonna say that please use your platform for good. But I also know why some don't talk about it.
Why? Spill the tea.
So let's be real here. Some celebrities, they are not, obviously, I'm not going to say all. I don't generalize, right?
Yeah.
When you look at even human, right? We have people who are just naturally narcissistic. We care about ourselves more than anyone. It's about me. I look pretty, I look glamorous, I look rich and all. I don't care about what's going on in the world. There are people like that. It doesn't have to be just celebrities. Even we have friends who I don't care. Why I care about Palestinian? I'm not suffering also. There are people like that.
Yes,
right?
Betul.
And there are some celebrities who are like, I cannot talk about it openly because I am still in contracts with brands that might have ties with Israel.
Yes.
Maybe the contract existed long ago, or I'm still in contract, so it's hard for me to just get out of it.
Yeah.
And also there are celebrities who maybe they just
don't feel like it.
Yeah, like why? You know?
Yeah. And like the fact that netizens now, people are very very vocal kan. They
Yeah.
don't care who you are. They don't main tembak aja. Like, how do you feel about netizens harassing them? Like, you know what? It doesn't even have to be celebrities, public figures,
Yeah.
politicians, whatever, being harassed by netizens. Do you think it's actually a good move? Or macam like when celebrities do a lot of lives and dekat dalam comment section tu people are like, you know, testing if you are aware
All
of
eyes
this.
of Rafa. Yeah, there's been okay.
Maybe.
When you tegur people, right?
Yeah.
Just like in Islam, when
Yes.
you tegur people, there's always the right way
Yes.
to tegur someone.
Yes.
I feel like sometimes people take it a bit too far,
Okay.
right? Yes, I understand. You want me to know about. I mean, obviously not me, because people already know. But at this point, that I'm definitely
Very,
pro,
very clear.
so I am excluded from the conversation.
Okay.
But sometimes, you just know the celebrities just don't care.
Okay.
People are pressuring some A-listers in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Please talk about it.
Oh my God.
But
yeah.
if they don't want to talk about it,
you know they don't give a
you
crap about it.
you just know they don't care.
Yeah.
And they can't. Maybe they can't talk about it.
Yes.
Right. For whatever reasons, or they don't want to. Right. So what are you trying to achieve? The more you're hostile towards these people, the more they're not gonna, act on it. Let me tell you this. Do you know people harass me as well? Okay.
Why?
So the funny thing is, when I take a stand, right, there will be pushbacks from people who
Yeah.
are obviously pro-Zionist
Yes.
or they're Israelis themselves, American Jewish. I have been fighting American Jewish.
Oh my God.
For some reason, they just want to be oppressed so bad.
Okay.
Terpaling tertindas.
Okay.
They are the ones who will come to me and say, so are you saying that you want all Jewish to D-word?
Yeah.
That's not even what I said. I'm just saying, please, Israelis, ceasefire. That's
Yeah,
all I'm
yeah.
saying. I never said all.
Yeah.
I don't generalize. I hate it,
Yeah.
right? And you'll be surprised that people who have Palestinian flags in their name, who, when you go to their profile, you just know that we're on the same side, will come to me and say, lah kau buat ni semua pun nak naik follower je. You're doing it for content je. And recently there was one woman who was like, same question that you asked me from another radio station.
Okay.
Why do you talk about it? And I mentioned that because I'm very close to the Malay community, to which she said to me, so what about humanity? So you're not doing it for humanity?
Oh.
Okay, I don't know how did you interpret
That's
that
so
to a
weird.
And then I said I don't understand what you said. Yeah, because you said you only knew about it on October 7th, so you didn't know what happened in the sejarah of Palestine. You know, resources is abundant. Okay, so at this point, right, it makes me feel like if I speak up about it, wrong. If I don't speak up about it, wrong.
Yeah.
If I knew about it, if I knew about it now, wrong.
Yeah.
If I didn't know about it at all, wrong.
Yeah.
So what do people really want?
But come on, it wasn't like these people were not banning or like, not buying Starbucks or McDonald's before this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So am I gonna say that? You see, so it's gonna be like a never-ending cycle, and I keep wondering, like, why are you having Palestinian flag in your name? If I go to your profile, you are posting everything about Rafah and Palestine. Why are you fighting me? Why am I your enemy?
Yeah.
Aren't we on the same side?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some people are just like, tak faham.
Tak faham.
Tak faham.
It's never enough.
Yes.
Like, if I talk about it, like, why don't you try to educate your Chinese friends? Okay.
Yeah. How has that been actually?
So first of all, I've always been telling people, at the end of the day, resources is always at our fingertips,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
If you want to search for it, there's always there. And two is that if my audience have not been primarily or predominantly Chinese-speaking audience, so who am I speaking to at the end of the day?
Exactly.
Right? So when I speak in English in hopes that there are, because let's be real, there are Malay people who tell me, actually, I don't know what is Rafah until your video comes up.
Oh my gosh.
I don't blame them.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, because sometimes you know the case of Ning Bai Zura.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So I honestly believe it is a momentarily slip up.
Okay.
I don't think she genuinely is ignorant.
Yeah.
Right? But of course, that's why I say, if you want to go her and you go on the route to become, increasingly hostile, you need to reflect a little bit.
Yalah.
Yeah.
Are you also Zionist?
Exactly. Because
Oh my God.
people are like wishing death on her, come to my page and then tell her to like the D word.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that. I think it's nasty.
Yeah.
That is wrong.
Exactly. Like what differentiates you with them,
Exactly.
right? My God. So scary lah macam tu.
Yeah.
Macam how do you deal with it like mentally and daily?
Sometimes you gotta reframe your thoughts lah. That's
Okay.
what my therapist has taught me
Oh my
lah.
God, kena jugalah
yeah,
ada
you're like,
orang.
you know what? You know, in the sea of maybe 100 comments,
Yeah.
there will always be 10 assholes. Sorry for
Yeah.
cursing, but like there will always be 10 a-holes.
Uh-huh.
Just focus on the 90.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes it's just that sometimes when those a-holes, when they say something, you're like, what?
A slap in the face.
Can you read back your comment and are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I agree with you. Macam sometimes people just don't make sense, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay. But generally, like, you were talking about the brand deals, right?
Yes.
Like, do you think they should be continuing to work with these brands when they know it's limiting them from whatever
The source
yang
of
betul?
income?
Yeah.
Okay, so for me personally, do you know why some celebrities, they will want to keep working with those brands?
Why?
It's because it's not necessarily they want to support Israel.
Okay.
I don't think that is
Of course lah, kan.
the main. It's because these brands has established themselves to be luxurious brands.
Yeah.
And when you work with them, it elevates your status.
Yeah.
In the industry.
Definitely.
And sad to say, in the entertainment industry, there are celebrities who are in different tiers based on the brands that they work with.
Yeah.
And some people prefer to be known as, oh, I'm an A-list because I work with these big brands.
Do you think, I mean, tu memang how Malaysia has framed it lah kan? Okay. And then go on.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Before all of this, Palestinian issue, the genocide happened and all right. Back in those days when I started off, of course I had the dream. I want to be the it boy. I want to be working with those prestigious brands. I want these famous, luxurious brands to look for me and all. But at the end of the day, at what cost?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I may look glamorous for a day or two, but is that
What you want to project, what you want to reflect.
And also, some celebrities, unfortunately, they are not as talented as they hope to be to diversify and get into another industry.
Okay.
Therefore, for them, it's like, I have to stick with this brand. Dia kalau tak, my rezeki is that's all. But if you are somebody who's very versatile and flexible, you know, I can name so many artists in Malaysia that can do singing, acting, hosting, all of that, right? You can pivot.
You campak je boleh survive
Yeah.
in a way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The loudest celebrities today, we are talking about people like Aina Abdul, Yuna.
Yeah.
They don't have to be
Yeah.
We
They're
don't-
not like in fear of holding back or anything.
I
right?
don't have these brand deals, I don't care.
Yeah.
But look at me. Because I
Exactly.
can use my talent to back me up.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
So you have to think whether are you in it for the status or what?
And when it comes to things like this, right? Like, do you think this is also applicable in a Malaysian concept of politics? You know, like politics. I know a lot of people takut nak cakap. A lot of celebrities takut to talk about politics in general. But I mean, what's happening in Palestine and Gaza, it's actually something political as well. Not
Yep.
just, I mean, genocide, but obviously we know it's political party and stuff like that. So, do you think it's so fearful celebrities can't even be vocal about the state of Malaysia's cost and lifestyle?
Okay, so are you saying that should celebrities talk about Malaysian politics or?
Okay, you know, politics affect your life and style.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yes.
So it's, when you vote too, it matters, right?
Yes.
So we have to talk about politics.
Yep.
Because you want the best way forward for the country.
Yep.
And you see in the US, people are vocal about who they support.
Yes.
Betul kan? Like
Yes.
they will run the campaign with the candidate and everything. Do you think Malaysia needs that?
I feel like the thing about Malaysia, right, is that you can talk about politics and all, but you gotta be ready for netizens.
Okay.
The onslaught of attack that is just weird.
Okay.
Especially when Malaysia, we are famous for cyber troopers.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's insane, right?
Whatever politic that you associate yourself with, right, you are never gonna win. I stray away from this, especially when it comes to local politics, is because it's never ending.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm more fond of talking about world affairs.
Yeah.
Because, okay, another thing is that I feel safer talking about it in Malaysia context.
Okay.
And I understand why some people, especially if you're overseas, maybe you can't talk about it openly.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you are surrounded by Jewish people that might not
be as nice.
Yeah, might not be as nice.
Yeah.
You're not safe. So
Yeah.
I understand. But in Malaysia context, right, what is stopping you from taking a stand?
Yes, exactly. You're right. It's not like tiba-tiba ada orang come and shoot you or whatever, right?
I mean, some did slip into our country.
Yeah, that's like real stuff,
yeah,
right?
there's some people that how did they come in? There's a mystery to
Yes,
us, but
exactly.
kudos to PDRM for like actually arresting these people. Yeah.
It's insane. It's insane. It's insane. But generally, like, I don't want to talk about politics with you, but
Yeah.
you know politics is important and undi sentiasa rahsia. But do you think people just, because you check out, you have a platform, you have influence, do you think people just need to be more aware of how we choose for the future? Because we're talking about Palestine.
Yeah.
And we see that, you know, things can go bad fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So macam mana, how is that for you?
For I mean, if you can talk about it,
Yeah.
the reason why we talk about it is because every voices, every every opinion, no matter how loud you are, it contributes to change.
Okay, betul.
The reason why suddenly UN come together and say, you know what, Israel is now officially committing war crimes.
Exactly.
The ICJ suddenly speak up something, even though I personally believe that ICJ is just clowns. Because they are not really going to do
They
anything.
just cakap je.
Yeah,
but nothing
wayang lah.
Yeah.
So if you say that Israel, I want to punish Israelis, what are you really going to do to them? Are you going to pull their ear under the sun? No,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If there's
No.
nothing that will happen, why bother?
Why bother?
But it now wakes a lot of people up. If you realize the world is like speaking. My video went viral, right? I have Americans who commented and say, oh yeah, your video have reached us. We stand with Palestine. Mexican, Argentinian. We're talking about global. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like when everybody stand together, be like, oh my God, Israel,
It's
you
an
need to
international
stop.
conversation.
Yeah. Like you need to stop.
Yeah.
That is the power of voices.
Yeah.
So people say, well, you're a celebrity. She's a singer. She's not a political activist. She doesn't have to speak up about it.
Yeah.
You have a point. But had you speak up about it, like for example, Ariana Grande,
Yeah.
maybe it's pressure, right? She talked
Yeah.
about it. She raised millions
Yeah.
of dollars.
She did. But still, she did it. She did it. Daripada dia tak buat langsung, right?
Yeah. I mean, some people are going to be like, Allah, she did it because she's scared. Well, at least.
The pressure pushed her to
Correct.
do it, right?
Yeah.
But I don't see the Swifties. Oh my God, I think the bash.
You asked me not to name drop, but yeah, I mean, okay.
but we know. Like,
Yeah, that's why I say, when it comes to her particular, I'm pretty sure she has a lot of reasons, especially on the business side.
Okay.
Because her tour or concert, probably they are sponsored by certain parties.
Yeah.
We're not sure. We don't know.
You don't know, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're gonna talk about the Blackout movement. It started out when the Met Gala happened. Did you watch the Met Gala?
Of course I watched the Met
Oh my
Gala.
God.
Of course
tapi
I...
macam, okay. We're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna talk about how the Met Gala sparked the Blackout movement. And do you feel it was exactly on point to kick off the campaign?
Just like many campaigns, all right, I'm pretty sure it started from a good intention.
Okay.
But over time, it evolved and it got spun out of control.
Okay. And plus, there was no proper guideline.
Correct. It's like our BDS movement.
Yeah.
Initially, they listed something, and then suddenly now they said, oh, KFC is actually not part of it, but it's been 8 months.
But now impact pretty
But
like crazy.
8 months already, KFC is like,
Exactly.
what? Now you only say that we are not part.
Yeah.
But okay, so just like a block list, right? Initially, here's the thing. I realized as we age, right?
Yeah.
I say I age. I don't want to say maybe you're still young. Like,
Oh my God.
Yeah. As I age, I noticed a shift of the celebrity climate. It has
Okay.
gone from, we are so celebrity obsessed back in 2000s, and now people are getting upset because you're like, you know what, your celebrities are so out of touch from us and all. So I feel like the block list exists because people are like, why are y'all so rich and you can tayang your Ice Cube bag?
Yeah.
I don't know how much is the price is that one, and you could have used the money to help people.
Yes.
But you are not. You are attending events
The
and all.
ticket itself also can buy a house.
75,000, right?
Can buy a house, right?
Yeah. So I feel
Yeah,
like at some
75,000.
point it started off with people saying that I'm going to block all these celebrities. All right, to kill off the, we need to stop giving them attention and all.
Yeah.
But the campaign unfortunately has proven to fail. Because some celebrities who are in the block list ended up having more followers than before, and you're like, what? So it didn't work?
Okay.
So in the Malaysia context, it happened. And someone actually reached out to me and said to me, Ceddy, I don't want to ever put you in a block list, but I just have to know, why did you work with Dutch lady? Isn't Dutch lady part of Nestle that is supporting Israeli? I'm like,
Oh, wow.
wait, what? I said Dutch lady is not, it's not even the same. Wait, so now what you are telling me is that a lot of you are confused
Yeah.
with the brands and the artists that deserve to be put in there. Maybe they don't even need to be. You know, like for example, there are some local influencers that their name is in there, and when I see people saying like, oh, yeah, so and so have been working with all these brands, blocklist them. Okay, I understand. And then it became like, yelah, dia tak cantik sangat pun. Aku tak from the beginning I don't like her. Okay, so now it become personal.
Yeah.
So just like every campaign, it started with a good intention, and then it spirals to something that is, and then it got spun out of control.
Yeah.
And then now you have to ask yourself, what are we really trying to achieve?
What's the objective? What's the...
Yeah, so and I feel like we should all go back to the roots and be like, okay, let us all focus, stop making ourselves the enemies, and then keep talking about what's happening. Who is the real issue here? The Israelis.
Okay. So kalau macam tu, typically like...
Why we're whispering, I also don't know.
I don't know why, because like maybe we don't want to mention their names. So macam, do you think like with what has happened, it has macam made more Malaysian celebrities be aware that sebenarnya at the end of the day, macam public perception and the fans matter?
I think the block list scared them.
Okay.
That's why suddenly you see like everybody sharing on their IG story like tong 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 tong. Before that you are like,
senyap je.
Yeah, senyap je. And I also know that some celebrities, they don't know how to articulate.
Okay.
It's not because they don't want to share, they just don't know how to talk like me like that. To explain what happens in Rafah. And also they're like, oh my god, what do I say? I'm just somebody that looks pretty.
Okay.
I sing. You ask me to talk about what happened, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like sometimes they just don't know what to say.
Okay.
So they end up spamming like they
repost.
Well, the pressure has gotten to them.
Yeah.
At least something.
Yeah, exactly. But like, can you imagine, do you ever feel like macam, because we're so overshared for the past 8 months since October, we've been oversharing and it's gruesome. And you know, when you're in the media, you, let's say macam if you're in the crime desk, whatever, you're used to seeing all those things. Sometimes you're desensitized.
Yeah, desensitized.
Yeah. Do you, and then macam, at one point you're just like, oh my god, not another one. But like, of course, we don't feel, because this is just too much lah, kan? But do you ever feel like macam a fatigue that happens?
Sometimes I look at my social media and I know for a fact that people will share very gory images.
Yeah.
Recently there was a headless baby.
Yeah.
Right? Trigger warning. I'm so sorry. Trigger warning.
But we have to face reality. It happened in the tent massacre, kan?
If there's one thing that will always remind me is that if I'm sitting here complaining about, oh my god, ew, why is it so gory? Remember, what about those people who are dealing with that every day?
Yeah, exactly.
And they are probably living in fear as we are speaking. And they are deprived of food. They have to deal with dead bodies and all. And who are we to sit here with our, privileged life, sitting here and be like, oh my god, I cannot stand. No.
Yeah.
We don't have the luxury to think that way.
Okay. So do you, in general, what about the, like macam in conclusion, right, from the blackout and from the change and the pressure, do you feel that people are just, because you said just now, more Malays are aware compared to the Chinese?
The non-Malays.
The non-Malays, okay, the
yeah.
non-Malays. The non-Malays. Do you think there is like macam a disparity dekat situ?
Okay.
I mean, you can say it, I guess, because you're a Chinese.
Okay, so I will say that there are many non-Malays who actually are aware. Okay. Let's be real here. Okay, I know a lot of people on social media like, tapi aku tengok Cina makan kat McD, Starbucks je. Actually, let's be real here. That's why I said from the beginning, I hate generalization. Because if I go to the McD near my house, I also can see Malays there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
But at the same time, we also must understand that, for example, during Raya, Kelantanis, remember they were harassing the Malays who are eating in Starbucks. Itu pun because what other shop open? I feel like at that moment it's called darurat kan?
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm not gonna label anything, but okay.
Yeah, but like it feels like it's a need at that point.
Yes,
like
betul.
it's not like they go there means 100% supporting, right? But here's the thing. I feel like the Chinese community, especially some, they probably don't really care. Is because it is not something. Okay, say what you like.
Okay.
Although we have made it clear, I personally believe that this transcends religious.
Betul.
And it should be a humanitarian issue.
Definitely.
Let's be real here, because Malaysian Malays are Muslims.
Yeah.
Right? So whenever Malays talk about Palestinian, it always backs with
Islam punya factor.
Islam, Doa,
Yeah.
people they pray and all right. So to Chinese who's not Muslim, they'll be like, oh, is this
A religious thing?
It is a religious thing. So they still need a little bit of time and education.
Yeah.
So sometimes I would be like, do you all know there's Palestinian Christians?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people don't understand or don't realize that.
Yeah.
Like generally can.
Yes.
Even though like churches were being bombed.
Exactly. So when there's churches being bombed and you're like, oh, this is religious issues, then maybe step back and think, okay, so if somebody gets killed in front of you, do be like, okay, I'm going to help this person because this person is, let me see the religion, let me see the race.
Oh
We look at it, oh my God, a person is attacked.
Yeah, exactly.
So to me, it's like the Chinese community and as for my community some choose not to care because they still think that it's religious.
Okay.
And some, unfortunately, just like anyone else, have this individualistic.
Added personality.
Yeah, like what does it got to do with me?
It's not here.
So yeah, it's not here.
Yeah.
But remember what I say: if Israeli can get away with this for so long, even the ICJ come in, UN come in, and everybody say, "Yo, you shouldn't be doing that." They are like, you know what you're gonna do, right?
Yeah.
So if they can do this to people, right, what makes you think one day it can happen to us?
Yeah, exactly.
I
mean, we were colonized by multiple
and
countries.
didn't they just threaten Lebanon?
Exactly, yeah.
And Lebanon like, so now you wanna try, right? You see, if they could get away with that, right, they can try.
Yeah.
So if you are sitting there, be like, nothing will do it to me. Everything has a chain reaction.
Yeah, exactly. Just like World War One, just like World War Two. People get together and people attack other countries.
Yeah, we were so far away we cannot, remember?
Exactly. That's why. Okay. Now I'm moving to one part of the conversation. You are a brand master lah.
No.
Like you sell brands like nobody's business. You promote brands like nobody's business. This might be controversial. Okay. So Starbucks is an international brand. I'm not like assaulting them or anything. I used to drink Starbucks as well. I haven't since October. But we have to admit that, big companies like McDonald's, Starbucks, KFC, I know Burger King, whatever, Taco Bell, they are international brands that is very, very common in almost all countries.
Yes.
Did you know like macam certain countries tak ada, memanglah certain countries tak ada benda ni, tapi it's like a measure of civilization. It's like kind of an inside joke, Oh, thank God I'm here, there's Starbucks. Oh, thank God this country has McDonald's. So when people come here, they're also like, yes, it's civilized, but we shouldn't lie. It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be the benchmark.
It shouldn't benchmark. But somehow, because we're very westernized, imagine dulu when we're like small, right? Have you ever tried McDonald's? Like you'd be shocked if somebody has never tried McDonald's.
Yeah.
I mean,
you'd be like, oh, why?
Yeah,
They're everywhere.
How come kan? Like, do you think if we were to boycott and KFC had to close down a huge number of outlets, right? Where does it stand in terms of like our perception, our measure?
So this is when the rise of local brands.
Yes.
This is the beginning of the rise of local. Okay, so here's the thing. I will never look at a country and be like, do they have McDonald's or Starbucks? They don't. No. You know why? Because if you go to Thailand, right?
Yeah.
The billboards, right? They're all the local brands.
Okay.
They have their own. Right. I think our manager, right? Thailand has a lot of their own local brands and all. Their billboard is packed with that. So why is it that Thailand can thrive with their own local business?
Their tourism is amazing.
Yeah.
And you can go to other countries and jumpa Thai shops, Thai restaurants, even in Malaysia juga.
And the thing is, it's time for even our local people to realize that, hey, our local products, it's not to mess around. We have We
Yeah.
are good.
Yeah.
Okay? We are actually good. We have good products.
Okay.
And it's time for us to maybe look inwards and maybe try to think about, okay, how we can help grow our brands so that our brands will be the benchmark of civilization.
Yeah, that sounds amazing, right?
Yeah, like imagine now Zeus is taking over.
Yeah.
Right? Zeus, there's a lot of Zeus, GG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the coffee.
All the coffee.
All the coffee brands.
You know, some people, I hate Richie Amo. Hello. First of all, their daging masak kicap is very good. I tell you first.
Okay, thank you. Free promotion for Rishamo.
Not sponsored by them.
Okay.
But I'm trying to say is that we local brand, we are good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to ever look at it and be like, ayo, that if let's say one day Starbucks have to leave Malaysia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I can go to the next coffee shop and no problem.
Don't come to me and say, my life right is so deprived because tak ada Starbucks. When you were younger, when you are baby, kau minum kopi from the next door kopitiam from mama, you don't acak-acak with me, please. Yeah.
Betul, exactly. You buat sendiri kat rumah dulu, right?
You bantu what? Yeah.
So macam when we talk about this, right, it shouldn't be the benchmark of
It
civilization.
should not.
Definitely.
It should not.
But do you see the trend of local products gaining more traction? I mean, of course, kita local, guna local, whatever, local. But are the people in general accepting it? Do you see the transformation?
No.
Oh, why?
Okay, so some of the brands, right, they're clever. They know for a fact. Okay, let's talk about me, for example.
Okay.
So they know that I'm a content creator whose most audience are mostly Malay.
Okay.
Right? So back then, I was approached. I worked with McDonald's. I worked with KFC. You know, they approached me and all. So what happens when the Malay community start to be like, oh, okay, this is dangerous. I don't want to be part of it. So they go to Chinese community.
Oh, okay.
So if you see, suddenly McDonald's have been working with a lot of Chinese.
Actually, yeah, I do see it. And it's not that I macam hate on it. Okay lah, tak apalah. Tapi like,
yeah, we still unfortunately again, if not everyone is aware and all, then yeah.
Okay, so from that, right? Like, how do you feel in moving forward? Because we don't know when will the genocide
end, right?
Right.
I feel like, okay, here's the thing. We can, at this point, what we can do as an individual who genuinely cares is, number one, we do our part to spread awareness.
Okay.
I was very privileged to be part of and I'm very honored to be called to be on Astro's Malaysia for Palestine event, where we raise funds. And just, if you can help, just do your part.
Yeah.
There is no need to force people to care.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the more you force people, right, the more people are gonna be
running
resistant
away.
towards it.
Resistant,
Yeah, they'll be like, why do you talk like that?
Too aggressive.
Yeah, too
like,
aggressive. So, for example, if you see some celebrities taking up the, those controversial brands right now, I'm not saying that. Here's the thing. I'm not saying that the brands are affiliated with Israel because I don't want to get lawsuits. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that the brands I mentioned right now, the top brands, controversial brands. If you see them working with these brands, okay, either you can inform them that, hey,
this is linked to
whatever you do, please keep them in your hearts. You know, drop or I think they know lah. They know at this point. But you can't force them. Just don't force them. Do our part.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
And if you're Muslim, pray.
Yeah. I mean, everybody can pray regardless lah.
Yeah lah. Later I say I pray, then people say, but maybe your prayer don't work.
Everybody has. I believe in. Of course, I believe in praying.
Yeah. Of course.
I'm saying that words manifest.
Yes.
So anything you say, don't. Our belief is like cakap to doa, right?
Yeah.
So macam manifesting the.
I mean, like for non-Muslim, you know what I do? I'll be like, okay, you know what? God, Allah, if you are listening to this, right, please protect the Palestinian people and help them.
Positive vibes and manifest and whatever semua kan. So okay, we're about to end.
Yep.
Thank you so much for being on the podcast. I just want to get your take and your message to the people on how we can continue supporting them and how can we continue spreading awareness.
Okay. So here's the thing: we should never stop talking about the issue and never stop educating people. Even if you just knew about it, you feel ashamed. Don't be. It's better late than never.
Yeah.
Right. At least you now know, and then with what you know now, you can potentially spread it to the people around you because it doesn't matter lah. You celebrity ke tak? Come on. We all have our role to play.
Exactly.
Correct. And also please stop being aggressive to people and try to channel your. I know we are angry. I know we are in a very sensitive time right now, but here's the thing. The more aggressive and hostile you are towards people that you want to educate, the more people are going to be, resistant, and the more people are not going to obey. So maybe if once you do your part, if they don't want to listen, they don't want to care, you have done your part.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Does going down to the ground, showing physical support, macam assembly, works?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
People should go down.
If you can go down,
Okay.
it's just unfortunately every time when they have this walk, it's always on a weekend. I have a shoot, I have job. Yeah.
Okay.
If not, I would love to go there.
Okay.
And because for example, Yuna was there recently,
Yes.
and I look at it, I was like, I want to go. You see that, like how when you
Yeah.
look at it, like you have that
Such a FOMO and
the FOMO, but it's a good FOMO.
yeah.
Like, I want to be part of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe you can start a celebrity punya.
Ooh.
Macam, yeah.
Now all you controversial celebrities who are in
Come
the block
join
list,
me.
come join.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Ceddy.
so much for having
we
me.
pray the best for Palestine, and we pray for peace and a permanent ceasefire.
Yes.
So please don't forget to follow Sinar on all our social media platforms, and our website is sinardaily.my. And thank you so much, Ceddy. You
Thank
guys
you.
know where to follow him at
Steady or not.
Ceddy or not.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting.
Okay, see you guys in the next episode. Bye.